So you're saying that the reason why you're not offering refunds is because you are in no position to do so because the company that was the publisher, Digital Extremes, were the ones who actually took the money. So you couldn't even offer refunds if you wanted to. Is that
That
effectively
is
what you're
correct.
saying?
I just finished reacting to Asmongold's live stream with one of the devs from Wayfinder, and I gotta say, I was right. I mean, it is what it is. DE fucked over Wayfinder or Airship Syndicate, and that's pretty insane. That I was kind of right, because you know a lot of the big issues that they had was with DE, and apparently the infrastructure they had for the publishing was not the same team that worked on Warframe and like all that other shit. It was just like another team, and they completely dissolved it, and now they basically just tossed Airship Syndicate under the bus, and DE, from what it looks like, took the money and said, well, this isn't working out. We're just going to pull the plug on our publishing. And now we're just going to fuck over this small indie game developer. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, when you logged in, you were logging into a DE account. You weren't logging into an AS account. So if Wayfinder had a good launch, it still wouldn't have mattered because the game wasn't even that good. And to the people who are saying that, like, oh, they got scammed, they want a refund for because they thought it was gonna be for a MMO. I'm gonna be honest, that game had no potential to be in an MMO. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like at the beginning, I couldn't believe it. I was skeptical, right? But once you start playing like a couple 10 to 20 hours or like 30 hours, you start to notice that the game is basically like a single player game. And like it was already a single player game. You just had to share the world. That was it. And that wasn't really an MMO. You know, like it just wasn't. It just wasn't an MMO. And obviously it's a pre-order, so get fucked over. It is what it is. I personally I paid for the Exalted packs. I personally don't think I got scammed. Because I got a shit ton of hours played, and yeah, I was hoping for it to be an MMO, and sadly that's not going to be happening. But it seems like the infrastructure that they had, they just couldn't support it. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, when they had DE publishing, they couldn't even support it. Like the game's laggy as fuck. Well, this is the game what is this? Is this a real person or a bot? Bot. It says it's a bot. Hey, you spelled paid wrong. Kill yourself. Shane, personally, I was looking forward to this game being an MMO-ish game as a single-player offline game with co-op. I genuinely don't think there's enough in the gameplay in the world to engage with me. I mean, that's kind of a fair point, but I feel like there is. I mean, they're adding more content, and we're gonna have to, and it's a full reset, so we're gonna have to see how it is. So, I mean, I rather play the game and see how it plays. Okay, so now let's take a look at the actual post on Steam, the patch notes. Okay, so it's turning into from an online game to a single player offline game that has co-op. And it's a complete reset. If there is gonna be like serious reworks and like changes to the game, I feel like you should be very transparent about that. I personally don't really care because there was nothing to progress. What were you gonna do? There was actually nothing to do in the game, and the game was so fucking laggy all the damn time. The combat just felt like fucking dog shit 90% of the time. There's no in-game microtransactions or in-game purchases, just one price. So I was right from the other past Wayfinder video that I did. It did say, is the game gonna be free to play? And they kind of answered it in like, well, we don't really know what's gonna be happening, stay tuned. And I kind of was right. I did say, so the game is gonna be pay to play, and it is. So it's no longer free to play. Founders who have already purchased the game, that's me, will have access and all the exclusive items included in each pack or founders packs will not be going back on sale. For anyone that supported us by purchasing in-game rune silver, we've converted that rune silver into a new in-game currency used to acquire exclusive cosmetics. Okay, so there is a shop with cosmetics that are exclusive that if you spend rune silver during the game's life cycle. Okay, I mean, hey, let's see who spent the most money. I guess people are gonna see how much I spent. It appears to be. Some of these changes include all weapons becoming randomized drops, various slots. Okay, that's cool. Armor and having new stats of being collectible, thousands of cosmetics and housing items available to collect. The removal of the grind to get new characters. Eased requirements for awakening characters. Increased housing item limits. Adding 4 difficulties to choose from. Incorporating traditional RPG talents into your progression. And much more. This update will also launch with the latest Wayfinder Grendel. Okay, so the new Wayfinder that did not come out. As well as a brand new hunts and new overland zone. 3 times the size of our last zone. Okay. How it's gonna be. Okay, so on May 31st, I am gonna be playing because I own this game. Because I own the exalted version of this game, obviously. So I am most definitely gonna play it. On May 31st, I will be playing it. So there's June 11th. So I'm presuming this is still early access, all of this. Oh, it leaves at... Oh, okay. So what I recommend is that if you're still interested in Wayfinder, obviously watch any content creator that's gonna play this game, right? Obviously don't buy the game if you can't afford it or, you know, whatever situation you're in. Just watch someone play it. And if it's good and it seems interesting and you think it's worth your while, worth the cost, buy it. Because apparently at fall is when it leaves early access. And there's going to be a price increase. I don't know how much they're going to increase it to. I don't know if it's going to be like $50, $60, or like a $40 game. So that's interesting. But definitely, I'm going to be honest, right? If you just don't trust them, hey, just ignore it. You don't have to play the game if you don't trust them. But yeah, this seems pretty good. It does come out of like left field though, because there was a lot of like even in their Trello board they had like a lot of updates of like player cards and all that shit. Like there was gonna be like guild housing and all that shit, and now all of that is just gone, which definitely sucks because I was kind of interested in that. But I think, and this is a huge copium take, they are producing Wayfinder now as a single player game, and they're gonna port everything that they created, all the assets and everything. Because if they could, okay, realistically speaking, if they could, which they have done from what it looks like, they have turned a multiplayer online MMO-ish game into a single player co-op game. So what's stopping them after they, you know, recover, let's just say hypothetically speaking, they recover from having such a horrible reputation to having like a really good one? What's stopping them from reporting everything back into a live service game, into an MMO. Like, what's stopping them? Like, genuinely. So, I still think there is hope for a... I don't think there's... is there hope for a Wayfinder MMO? I think there's definitely a hope for for an airship syndicate MMO, for sure. Because if they could learn and from their mistakes and do all of this, if they can pull this off, they can 100% port everything back to an MMO and turn it into a live service game. I think that would be very fucking awesome. That would be the ultimate retribution to Airship Syndicate. Is that if they could port everything back later on, obviously, to an MMO. That would be awesome. But yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Comment, subscribe. I know I went off on a bit of a tangent and yeah, ranted for a bit, but hopefully this is spelling good news for Wayfinder. And yeah, see you on May 31st, and I will be making a video about that. I don't know if I'll live stream it, but you know, I don't live stream, but yeah, hopefully it's good. Anyways, peace.